Okay, so we are back in the town of Morthal. Or wait, Dawnstar. Oh my god, wow, I'm tripping. Sorry, I just woke up. Trust me.
I work
Anyways.
for the Wind Peak Inn. You should head on inside.
I'm good. Anyways, so I had to make a few adjustments. I started understanding why my game was crashing. Because all I did when I started is come down Nightcrawler Temple and went down the hill and my game would crash. Unfortunately, the mod that I was running increased population was
They say that vampires
the reason.
attack the Hall of
Because like when I turned it off, it started working again. Stopped crashing on me. So I went ahead and replaced it for basically a bro, what happened to your clothes? Randy, you're a little kinkier than I thought you were gonna be.
Mara, protect us, but name it.
What?
Alright.
Running out of room, eh? I'll be glad to help.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have plenty of room down there somewhere. Alright, let's go ahead and give him some armor. Oh yeah, that looks awesome. Excuse me. Alright.
I'm ready.
Anyway, so I replaced the increased population mod with a lightly populated settlement mod. Basically, in this mod, every character is customly created. And yeah, just, I don't know, I guess it just adds a little bit more of
Yeah?
it still adds a little bit more of a
Frost took my
specific
head years ago.
immersion, but without being too heavy on the game right now. So, and I guess that's what I'll need. Plus, I also updated, so the dirt replacement mod that adds foliage along the road has a PS5 version. So I guess I'm technically testing that out because the guy or girl, whoever, we don't discriminate on this channel, fam. Anyways, we basically
Take a look.
it's just testing it out and see if it works. So, cause they said that they only have a PS4, which is understandable. I mean, PS5s are really hard to come by these days, unfortunately, but you know, it's the way it is. Alright, let's see. I think I'm gonna keep this for now because, well, he doesn't even have enough gold to actually get me anymore. But you know what I will do is go ahead and get a whole bunch of stuff so I can go ahead and start grinding a little bit on the whatever you call it. Start grinding on the smithing. So once we get to smithing 100, we can start crafting Daggers armor. Yeah. The most effective way, everyone knows this, the most effective way to level up is just make iron daggers, because they only cost 1 leather strip and 1 iron ingots. And sometimes, if you run out of iron ingots, come down here and make bracers. You can make these.
What?
So, move it. Thank you. And ooh, that's pretty. It's part of a mod as well. Okay, with that, and then obviously it would normally take a whole lot longer to, you know, we'll go ahead and give that a run here. Obviously it would take a whole lot longer to actually level up smithing, but I have a mod, believe it or not, that increases the leveling to basically whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We're fast smithing. Alright, so basically here's what we want to get. We also want to try to get to level 100 so we can craft dragon armor. But here, Daggers armor is where we want. So it's kind of weird. I think Daggers armor is arguably the best armor in the game, but it only requires level 90, while dragon armor is the second best armor in the game, but it requires it to be 100. So, but dragon armor, in my opinion, looks, the light dragon bone armor is a lot cooler than that. Weird question though. Oh, I need to be level 6, that's why. Okay. Well, I definitely want to try to get this one anyways, because that's actually really good. So we'll go ahead and get this. Create scaled and plate armor. So nice. Alright, so now we can create new armor, stuff like that. Nice, mate. Nice. Alright, and then also here, yes, you can get building materials, stuff like that. So that's when, whenever we want to build a house. And yes, there are house building, but it's a bit of a grind.
No?
But we'll wait until, once again, after we finish the main story to, you know, just take some time to do some side missions. So I consider each of the main stories like arcs, like the Dark Brotherhood arc, the Dragon arc that we're doing right now. Thank you.
Come back if you need steel.
Mara, protect us both. Running out of room, eh? I'll be glad to help.
So yeah, so we'll definitely, you know, cut in between, probably do some creation club side quests as well. In between.
I'm ready. Let's continue.
Alright, you Lydia, you're quiet.
Still here.
Alright, let's go.
Let's get going then.
Alright, before we do that though, we have one more side mission
Need something?
to do. That guy has a freaking weapon as a bone. I'm sorry, this shit.
The Jarl and I have our disagreements. Sorry if you had to overhear
Yeah.
them.
Alright,
Stay out of trouble now.
so if you remember, we got a letter about a museum opening up. And this is exactly what it was. Let's go ahead and see if we can find it and read it. If I'm smart, which I'm probably not, I went ahead and threw it out. So, but then in that case, wait, public notice. Oh yeah, I found that later. Museum pamphlet. Here it is. Silas Vincius presents the Museum of the Mythic Dawn, a history of the cult that toppled the Septim dynasty, inside its very own home in the great capital of the Pale Dawn Star, free and open to all citizens of Skyrim. Basically, the Mythic Dawn was the cult that killed the not the very last, but the last emperor of Skyrim, and they're the cult that brought the Daedric god Maroon Dagon, the god of destruction, to Tamriel. So, but they've been destroyed by I guess the hero Kvatch, and yeah, because that was all in the fourth game. So,
Looking to hire a boat?
oh, okay, I was wondering what you were doing over here. I thought you were poor or something. All right.
And here comes my first visit.
That guy has a Daedric glove.
The Museum of the Mythic Dawn is open, friend.
A courier gave me this invitation.
And here you are. Good. Come in. Browse the display and let's talk. I have a job you look perfect for.
Sounds good.
Let's talk inside.
Job that I look perfect for. Well, obviously that seems like he includes killing. So, which, I mean, I guess that's kind of my thing.
Come talk to me when you're ready to discuss.
Whoa. I didn't come in here for that kind of party, fam. So.
The tapestries hung here and outside were found in hideouts, where members of the Mythic Dawn would meet and fought. The cult's greatest accomplishment was the assassination of the Septim dynasty and the opening of the Oblivion gates.
This is a really good throwback to anyone who's played Elder Scrolls 4.
Ah, yes. That scabbard. Notice the insignia?
Yep.
An Oblivion gate. A key symbol of Maroon Dagon, the patron Daedra of the Mythic Dawn. Those robes were worn during the Mythic Dawn's secret meetings, where they plotted to bring the Daedra Maroon Dagon into Tamriel. Each bolt of yarn used to make the robe was colored with a dye, made from sacrificial blood.
Wonderful. I don't know what's worse, wearing that or wearing a whole sack of skin on your face.
That burned paper is all that remains of the fabled Mysterium Xarxes, the blasphemous book written by Maroon Dagon himself. It's said that Mankar Cameron used the book to open a portal to a paradise, where all his followers would live forever.
A Paradise by Maroon Dagon? Come on, man. You don't believe that, do you?
The commentaries on the Mysterium Xarxes were written by the Mythic Dawn cult leader, Mankar Cameron. He promised a paradise awaited his followers when they died, that they would be reborn by Maroon Dagon's side. Did you have any questions about the museum, or would you rather talk business?
So, what is this Mythic Dawn cult?
They were worshippers of Maroon Dagon, the Daedric Lord of Destruction and Change. The Mythic Dawn killed Uriel Septim VII and his heirs, triggering the events that led to the Oblivion Crisis, when the Daedra invaded Tamriel. All that remains of the infamous cult, I've gathered in my museum.
I don't know what persuaded you to assist me when we met in Dawnstar, but
I'll just be tending the museum if you need me.
Did what's his face around it just make a comment about him opening up a thing? Well, if you weren't sitting in a corner like a little whiny baby, I would have heard him.
Did you have any questions about the museum, or would you rather talk business?
So who is Maroon Dagon?
Ah, an excellent question. Maroon Dagon is the Daedric Lord of Change, Destruction, and Ambition. Dagon's Mythic Dawn cult killed the Septim Dynasty and opened the Oblivion Gates into Tamriel. They called it the Oblivion Crisis.
Why did you open this museum?
It's no secret that my family were once members of the Mythic Dawn. One of my forefathers was even chosen to assassinate Uriel Septim himself. We hid from our past for years, became tradesmen, people of coin and influence. But I realized that the Mythic Dawn's importance, our importance, to history cannot be denied. I'll see everyone in Tamriel remember that for a moment, we held the fate of the world in our hands, for good or ill.
Alright, let's talk about this job you want done.
A little history first. After the Oblivion Crisis, a number of groups cropped up dedicated to wiping out the remnants of the Mythic Dawn. One of these groups found Maroon's Razor, the artifact of Dagon. They split it into 3 fragments and pledged to keep them apart forever. That was almost 150 years ago, and the pieces are still being kept by the descendants of that group, and they're right here, in Skyrim.
You want me to get those fragments?
At least 2 of the owners, Gunzel and Draskua, are dangerous marauders, and the 3rd owner, Jorgen, I only know he lives in Morthal. Here are my notes about them. I'll gladly pay you for getting the pieces any way you can. No questions asked.
I want to know more about the Razor.
The Razor is Maroon Dagon's personal artifact. It has always heralded bloody change and carnage. It's held many names. Dagger of the Final Wounds, Bane of the Righteous, the Kingslayer. The Mythic Dawn worshipped Dagon as a god. Having his razor would be invaluable to my collection.
Alright.
Good luck finding the fragments.
So basically, this Daedric quest is to basically find the 3 fragments of Maroon Dagon's dagger and repair it at Maroon Dagon's shrine. So what makes this dagger so powerful is that it has a small chance of instantly killing anything that you do a sneak attack on. I think it's only a sneak attack, I don't know. But regardless, yeah, sounds cool. So, alright, you know, I'm thinking, do I want to go to Bloodchoke Cavern now? Cause that is, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be a player home. You know what, I think we spent many times on, I think we spent enough time not doing the main story quest. I think we'll go ahead and continue on. This episode will probably just be us actually making our trip to Winterhold. And then, yeah, and this will just be the only episode today. Yeah, I mean, not usually. Usually I'll try to do at the very minimum 3 episodes per weekend on Skyrim. But, you know, Christmas is right around the corner, and, yeah, you know, we're all very busy. So I got stuff to do this weekend. And then, next weekend is actually Christmas, which, you know, Merry Early Christmas to everyone. So I honestly hope that, you know, everybody gets the chance to, you know, come around as a family. Yeah, and you know, and shout out to even all the people who doesn't get to spend time with their family. Not only retail workers, but you know, of course, the military. Some people who don't get the chance to actually come home, stuff like that. You know, big shout out to you guys. You know, you're the reason, and this is the retail workers too. But you guys are the reason why, you know, we're able to, you know, be with our family and stuff like that. So, yeah, I feel like, unfortunately, me personally, I feel like that, you know, people who work on Christmas and people who work on Thanksgiving don't get enough of a shout out. So, I mean, here I am just, you know, giving my condolences or whatever. So, alright. I kind of want to discover this boat over here real quick. See what that's about. So, let's go ahead and wait now just in case there's bandits over there. What's that?
A lot of questionable things in my life. Serving Valmina was a horrible mistake, and I hope Mara will forgive me one day.
Well, if she lets you in, as her follower, I'm pretty sure she forgives you already, man. Especially if Mara is supposed to be the goddess of love and compassion. What's up? Deacus?
Have questions?
No. I know what this one is supposed to be. So, we'll worry about that once we get back to Solitude. Which I cannot believe that we can still see Solitude from here. Is that Solitude? Is that Solitude? I don't think that's Solitude. I think that's supposed to be a lighthouse. Oh well. Alright. Let's continue. And if I'm correct, I think that's actually a ruin that we go later in another story arc. If that is, I'm gonna go ahead and just walk over it real quick, so it'll save us some time when we actually get there. I don't think it is though, to be honest, because it's not as close to Winterhold as I remember that particular ruin to be. Hell no, that's definitely not it. I can't even pronounce that. Oh, there's a Zura's shrine up there. So, she's my personal favorite Daedric god. So, like I said, she was the one Daedric. If I had to worship a Daedric god, it would definitely be a Zura, personally. She's actually probably one of the only few gods that actually shows compassion to her followers. And you know, if I'm worshiping or am I showing respect to, you know, whatever god, I would hope they would, you know, want to take care of me, because you know, having the power of a god behind you is sounds really good. Ooh, hello. Oh, alright, goodbye. Oh, okay, you're coming back. And flinging a bear. Oh, I just hit Lydia. Holy shit! Oh, nice. What the hell? What a nice loading screen. Alright. Well, at least we don't have to go too far, so. Alright. I will go ahead. And first of all, I'm going to go ahead and put the healing spell on so I can heal my stamina quicker. Go ahead and discover this. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and just walk on by. Alright. So, I guess, since I don't really have anything else to talk about, so, I guess I can just say, you know, what I've been up to personally in my gaming world. basically, so I'm still playing through the Splinter Cell series. I think I'm at the end of Splinter Cell 1, but I'm kind of like at a, brick wall, you know, like where the challenge just rises up a bit. I think I'm at the last level of Splinter Cell 1, but as far as I know, when it comes to the new Splinter Cell game that's coming out, Ubisoft says it's going to be a full-on remake with, you know what? Alright, here's the thing. A Splinter Cell open world game would be unique.
Blood of Valmina as a young elf. I had no real childhood to speak of. We weren't permitted to socialize.
Okay. It would be different, but I wouldn't have my hopes up for it. Because, you know, all the Ubisoft makes is open world games, and once a company just keeps making open world games by itself, it does get repetitive and old, because now you know what to expect and stuff like that. Where like back in the day when Ubisoft was still, you know, considered one of the quote-unquote good guys, it was oh god, what do you want to call it? It was different, you know. It was unique, especially when Far Cry 3 came out. And Far Cry 3 to me, I consider a gift and a curse. But now what all that they make is freaking is open world games, and they all feel the same. Like I played a little bit of Mortal Horizon, and I legit thought I was playing Assassin's Creed for a second. All the Assassin's Creed games are the same, you know. So you get my point. So anyways, so there being the importance of where. Interesting. So the fact that the next Splinter Cell game could have been a open world game is that, you know, at one point, oh fuck me, there's an overpopulation of snow bears here, obviously. Oh no, not again, not again, not again, not again, not again. Well, I guess we're having bear for dinner tonight. That was weird. Okay. So although it would have been interesting to see how they would put that into, you know, basically an open world concept, would be pretty weird. These fucking wolves are on a purge at the moment. Don't worry, Horkers, we are here to save you. There we go. Live, Horkermania! Oh, you fuckers are coming after me. Well, I did try to save you. Not particularly a fan of hunting animals I don't need to hunt, but you know, when I'm getting attacked, is you know, as I said yesterday, you know, you kill or be killed. But anyways, the point is though is that like I would know what to expect out of an open world Splinter Cell game, but then at the same time, I'm sure it would be interesting to see how they would do it, a particular stealth series. Now, we have gotten confirmation that the new Splinter Cell game is actually going to be a remake of the first game, which, how the hell did that hit? Which at one point is good, but then at the other point, is still kind of concerns me, because I don't know if Ubisoft are going to start remaking games now, but considering that how the company is when it comes to monetizations, like just like how they try to offer NFTs into Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which is honestly is a very shockingly and odd place to start. You know, doing a new business model, which is very, very controversial, on a game that didn't even release in the best way it could have released on. But anyways, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, I'm excited that we're getting a new Splinter Cell game, but I'm gonna stay vigilant on it. I'm gonna stay vigilant on it, and just gotta wait and see, you know, how they're gonna try to monetize it. Because I bet you anything right now, just because it's the remake doesn't mean that they're gonna try to find some way to monetize it. So they'll probably add a multiplayer and do a bunch of bullshit with it. So, all right. Well, I managed to prattle on and stall us.
Could be in for a drink. Where else could I even go in this god's-forsaken town?
And what? You think that'll solve all your problems?
Probably not, but it's worth a try.
I'll sell just about anything if it's worth my time. Keep that in mind, will you?
You get Mr. Business way up here.
Very funny. I'm sure you've noticed that Winterhold isn't exactly overflowing with people. So I'll sell whatever I can. If it's worth putting a price on, you can bet I'll do it. I've been burned a few times.
Aren't you a nice guy?
Made a few bad deals, but mostly I come out on top.
So why set up shop up here?
Wasn't by choice, I can tell you that. Options were in short supply. Ranmir and I grew up here, and nearly any money I make, he drinks away. Without the coin to pack up and leave, I decided to take to trading.
You said something about a bad deal?
Yeah, it was stupid of me. I shouldn't have believed the story and just refused to trade. But I didn't, and now I'm stuck with this worthless junk.
What was the story?
Some line about this clothing in Ingol Barrow. He said it was worth more than its weight in gold if I took it back there. Something about placing it back in Ingol's chamber, I don't know. What was I thinking? Even if it were true, I'm not setting foot in some ancient tomb filled with who knows what.
I could look into it for you.
I don't even care anymore. You want to check it out? Fine. I'll sell you the thing for 50 gold, and then it's your problem.
Fair enough. I'll take that claw.
Fine, here you go. You get killed on account of this thing, it's not my fault. Got it? But I suppose if it does actually turn out to be worth something, let me know, will you?
Yeah. Well,
All right then.
well, don't mourn me if I do pass on. The only people that will are, you know, my homies here. Even Scritz.
After running from Nightcrawler Temple, I wandered Skyrim for years, until I was taken in by a priest of Morrow who lived in Morthal.
I think I know which priest you're talking about. So, the one that secures you from vampirism. So,
Cross the bridge at your own peril. The way is dangerous, and the gate will not open. You shall not gain entry.
what is this place?
Oh, forgive me. Most who arrive here do so because they have heard of the college beforehand. This is the College of Winterhold, a safe haven for mages in Skyrim, a place of wisdom and arcane knowledge.
Why are you out here?
I am here to assist those seeking the wisdom of the college. And if, in the process, my presence helps to deter those who might seek to do harm, so be it. The more important question is, why are you here?
May I enter the college?
Perhaps. But what is it you expect to find within?
I just want to see what it looks like inside. Honestly, I guess this is it. I mean, we're not quite interested in doing the mage's arc yet. I definitely want to boost my mage power before I get in there. Simply because, you know, I want to keep it real. So yeah, so I just wanted to see what it looks like inside.
Huh. Humor is often in short supply here.
I
But I
was
sense that perhaps
kinda
you're after
serious.
more than just that. It would seem that the college has what you seek. The question now is, what can you offer the college? Not just anyone is allowed inside. Those wishing to enter must show some degree of skill with magic. A small test, if you will.
Would you grant entry to the Dragonborn?
Dragonborn? It's been so long since we've had any contact with the Greybeards. Do you really have the voice? I would be most impressed to see that.
Fair enough.
Now, so the stories are true. You are Dragonborn. Normally, you'd need to show some aptitude with one of the schools of magic. But you... I think there is much that we can learn from each other. I think you'll be a superb addition to the college. Welcome, apprentice. I'll lead you across the bridge. Once you're inside, you'll want to speak with Mirabelle Irvine, our master wizard. Please, follow me.
I'm pretty sure this is Morrowind music, by the way, and it's kicking in at the right time. Like, look at this small town. Like, it is a bit, I don't know, sad, eerie, more sad. But yeah, oh well.
The college is an asset to Skyrim, even if it goes unnoticed or unappreciated.
I guess we'll go ahead and take off our helmet for now. You know, since I'm not expecting to get into any imminent fights yet. Plus, it's been a couple weeks since I've seen my character. I just realized this backpack I have actually had a set of keys. That's weird. Considering I think this is supposed to be the thief backpack.
Much knowledge lies within
Oh my god.
college's walls.
Now, hoping the next Elder Scrolls game was like probably going to come out in like 2038 or something like that. I hope the next one, man. Like you know, I personally like your own character having their own voice in Fallout 4, but I'm pretty sure most people prefer it not. I guess, you know, it could just add more immersion so you can create what your character sounds like. So that's what it is. But oh man, that new their new game coming out later next year though, I'm looking forward to it. So even though I don't quite know how it's gonna be, they've been working on what's it called, Star Citizen or something like that.
You are new here, are you not? We have not spoken.
No, we haven't.
Then allow me to introduce myself. I am Savos Arin, Archmage of the College of Winterhold. I am quite content to see nearly any aspect of magic explored and investigated here. But I do not and will not approve of any research or experiments that cause purposeful harm to your fellow members of the college. Are we clear?
I'd like to know more about the college history.
I've seen documents dating back to the late Second Era. Beyond that, it's hard to say. Events in the last several hundred years resulted in a significant loss of our history, I'm afraid.
What happened in the last few hundred years?
The Great Collapse, as it has come to be known. An unfortunate natural disaster that ravaged the area. The college fared far better than the city of Winterhold, but it was not left untouched.
What caused the Great Collapse?
No one is sure of the cause. Some believe the eruption of Red Mountain had far-reaching consequences that were only felt years later. I know there are some who have blamed the college, said that we were responsible. I assure you this is not the case.
Tell me more about the Great Collapse.
The Sea of Ghosts practically came alive. No one was expecting it. Monstrous waves battered the shore for weeks on end. Winterhold was ancient and weathered, but it couldn't withstand the sea's fury. Entire districts of the city were lost overnight. The waves receded in time, but the damage was irreversible. Most residents of Winterhold abandoned what was left of the city. The college survived, and so here we remain.
Interesting. So I'm pretty sure Red Mountain is in Morrowind, and I guess the Great Collapse was just a big tsunami or something that started flooding Winterhold. But I don't know. Like I don't know my history too much of Winterhold, but I'm pretty sure that has to be a very big ass wave considering how high above the ground level Winterhold is. But yeah. Anyways, we'll learn more about the magic in Winterhold, like, you know, when we actually do the maze quest line. You know, just keep everything in
I don't
one
want to
group.
see you treating any of these books poorly. Are we clear?
Fam, I'm a fellow reader. I mean, I treat my books fine.
You are now in the Arcanium, of which I am in charge. It might as well be my own little plane of oblivion.
Hilarious.
Disrupt my Arcanium, and I will have you torn apart by angry Atronachs. Now, do you require assistance?
It's just quite an impressive library.
A mage is only as good as what he knows. I try to make sure as much knowledge is available as possible. We've been keeping this collection since the Second Era. Books have come and gone during that time, but it's mostly intact.
Interesting. Now I know if we ever run out of books and stuff, I know where to go. You seem to take your work very seriously.
Of course I do. If I didn't, most of these books would have been burned to ashes or dissolved to nothing before the Third Era. Mages need to be reminded to be careful around research materials.
Alright. Well, I'm looking for an Elder Scroll.
And what do you plan to do with it? Do you even know what you're asking about? Or are you just someone's errand boy?
Of course I do. Do you have one here?
You think that even if I did have one here, I would let you see it? It would be kept under the highest security. The greatest thief in the world wouldn't be able to lay a finger on it.
What about the Dragonborn?
What about? Wait. Were you the one the Greybeards were calling? I'll bring everything we have on them, but it's not much. So don't get your hopes up. It's mostly lies, leavened with rumor and conjecture. Until next time.
Why he go get that? Damn, you're telling me that. So if you remember when we killed our first dragon all the way back in Whiterun by the Western Watchtower, while we were making our way back, the Greybeards who were here made a call to the Dragonborn. These guys are saying that they pretty much heard the Greybeards calling, so that means that their voice is so powerful that they were all able to hear, you know, past basically 2 mountain places all the way over here. That's insane, man. That's awesome. So, Step Scritch.
Here you
What's
go.
that you got there?
Try not to spill anything on them.
Uniberry
The
crustata.
College of Winterhold is an amazing sight. I've never set foot on the grounds, but always wanted to.
Where are you? Oh, there you are. Ah, I see you're actually exploring book. Randy, you're a very interesting character. So, unlike somebody who likes to always watch me from a distance and, you know, pretty much stay quiet. Anyways, alright, let's go ahead and read up. Alright, so this will be our books for the day. These are actually very important books that'll tell us about the Elder Scrolls, so. Yeah, hey, 2-book special episode right here. Effects of the Elder Scroll. It is widely known among scholars that the Elder Scrolls entail a certain hazard in their very reading. The mechanism of the effect has, at present, been largely unknown. Theories of hidden knowledge and divine retributions were the subject of ideal speculation with little investigation. I, Justinius Polonius, how did I manage to say that, have undertaken to thoroughly document the ailments afflicted by the Elder Scrolls on their readers, through a unified theory of how their manifest continues to elude me and remains a subject for future study. I have grouped the effects into 4, finding that the avenue of experience depends largely upon the mind of the reader. If this is unclear, I hope to properly dichotomy, that's a new word, we'll lay it plain. Group the first. The naives, for one, who has received no training in the history or nature of the Elder Scroll. The scroll itself is effectively inert. No prophecy can be scribed nor knowledge obtained. While the scroll will not impart learning to the uninformed, nor will it afflict them in any adverse fashion. Visually, the scroll will appear to be awash in odd lettering and symbols. Those who know their astronomy often claim to recognize constellations in the patterns and connection, but such conjecture is impossible to further investigate since the very nature of this study necessitates unknown subject. Necessitates, that's what it is. Goddamn. Group the second. The unguarded intellects. It is this second group that realizes the greatest danger from attempting to read the scrolls. These are subjects who have an understanding of the nature of the Elder Scrolls and possess sufficient knowledge to actually read what is inscribed there. They have not, however, developed adequate discipline to stave off the mind-shattering effect of having a glimpse of infinity. These unfortunate souls are stuck immediately, irrevocably, and completely blind. Such is the price for overreaching one's faculties. It bears mentioning, though, that with the blindness also comes a fragment of hidden knowledge. Whether the future, the past, or the deep natures of being is dependent on the individual and their place in the greater spheres, but the knowledge does come. Group the third. Meditate, understanding. Alone in Tamriel, it would appear only the cult of the ancestors moth has discovered the discipline to properly guard one's mind when reading the scroll. The novices, must undergo the most rigorous mental cultivation, and they often spend a decade or more at the monastery before being allowed to read their first Elder Scrolls. The monks say this is for the initiate's own protection, as they must have witnessed many unguarded intellects among their more eager ranks. With appropriate fortitude, these readers are also receive blindness, though at a far lesser magnitude than the unguarded. Their vision fogs slightly, but they retain shape, color, and enough acuity to continue to read mundane texts. The knowledge they gain from the scroll is also tempered somewhat. It requires stages of meditation and reflection to fully appreciate and express what one saw. So far, the Elder Scroll is pretty dangerous to read, because if you read it just as it is, you can go blind, but in return, you'll gain some hidden knowledge, which, I don't know, man. It has to be very worth risking your sight to know a little bit of hidden knowledge. But from what the third says is that basically the cult of the ancestor moths, are in Cyrodiil, so they're not even in Skyrim. They're the only ones who knows how to meditate and come prepared to read the Elder Scroll without going blind or anything like that. So, woo. Group the fourth. Illuminated understanding between the previous group and this one exists a continuum that has, at present, only been traversed by the monks of the ancestor moth. With continued reading, the monks become gradually more and more blind, but receive greater and more detailed knowledge. As they spend their waking hours pondering the revelations, they also receive a further degree of mental fortitude. There is, for every monk, a day of penultimate reading, when the only knowledge the Elder Scrolls imparts is that the monk's next reading shall be his last. For each monk, the penultimate reading comes at a different and unknowable time. Preliminary work has been done to predict the occurrence by charting the severity of an individual monk's blindness, but all who reach these later stages report that an increasing blindness seems to taper with increased readings. Some pose the notion that some other unseen sense is, in fact, continuing to diminish at this upper range, but I shall leave such postulations to philosophers. To prepare for his ultimate reading, a monk typically withdraws to seclusion in order to reflect upon a lifetime of revelations and appoint his mind for reception of his last. Upon his final reading, he is forever blinded, as such as those unguarded ones who race to knowledge. The illuminated one, though, has retained his understanding over a lifetime of typically possesses a more integral notion of what has been revealed to him. It is hoped that this catalog will prove useful to those who wish to further our moral understanding of the Elder Scrolls. The mock priest remains aloof about these matters, taking the gradual debilitation that comes with regarding as a point of pride. May this serve as a useful starting point for those hoping to take up such study. Dictated to Enstus Mitchum, 4th of last seed in the 126th year of the Second Era. Wow, this book is ancient. But, here we are. So basically the Elder Scrolls is very powerful to read. If just a random person reads it, they can go blind. But if a moth priest reads it, basically they are taught to learn how to meditate and become prepared to be able to read the Elder Scrolls. But the more they read it, the more blind they become. But in turn, they'll have more knowledge. So me personally, I don't know if I would take such risk. But at the same time, it might be useful depending on a certain situation, which we will actually get into a lot later on in the game. So yeah, there we go. Elder Scrolls, no joke. So alright, here's our second book that started out the new quest. Ruminations on the Elder Scrolls by Septimus Signus, College of Winterhold. Imagine living beneath the waves with a strong-sided blessing of most excellent fabric. Holding the fabric over your gills, you would begin to breathe, drink as warp and weft. Through the plant matter fibers imbuing your soul, the wretched plankton would pollute the cloth until it stank to the heavens of prophecy. This is one manner in which the scrolls first come to pass, but are we the sea, or the breather, or the fabric? Or are we the breath itself? Can we flow through the scrolls as knowledge flows through being the water, or are we stuck morass of sea filth that gathers on the edge? This book is fucking weird. Imagine again this time, but different. A bird cresting the wind is lifted by a gust and down by a stone. But the stone can come up from above. If the bird is upside down, where then did the gust come from? And which direction? Did the gods send either, or has the bird decreed their presence by her own mind-making? The all-sight of the scrolls makes a turning of the mind such a relative position, are absolute in their primacy? Primacy. Sorry, like I say, I haven't even been awake for an hour yet, so forgive me. I ask you again to imagine for me. This time you are beneath the ground. A tiny acorn planted by some well-meaning elf maiden of the woodland for her pleasure. You wish to grow, but fear what you may become. So you push off the water and dirt, the sun, to stay in your hole. But it is in the very pushing that you become a tree, in spite of yourself. How did that happen? The acorn is a kind of tree egg in this instance, and the knowledge is water and sun. We are the chicken inside the egg, but also the dirt. The knowledge from the scrolls is what we push against to become our full-sighted ourselves. By the way, this is probably one of the most bizarre books I've read in Skyrim thus far. One final imagining before your mind closes from the shock of ever knowing. You are now a flame burning bright blue within a vast emptiness. In time you see your brothers and sisters burning of their own in the distance along your side. A sea of pinpoints, a constellation of memories. Each burns bright, then flickers. Then two more takes its place, but not forever lust. The void fills with rancid light that sucks the thought. Each of our mind is actually the emptiness, and the learnings of the scrolls are the pinpoints. Without the stabbing lights, my consciousness would be as a vast nothingness, unknowing its emptiness, as the void is unknowing itself. But the burnings are dangerous, and must be carefully tended and minded, that brought to themselves and spread to their siblings. That was one of the most confusing books I've ever read. Telekinesis arrow? Well, I'll take that. The spell tome was its reader the unique arc of the telekinesis arrow, giving both a lesser power and knowledge to craft these special arrows. Upon firing the arrow, one will find it to be suspended, risen in the air until the telekinesis arrow lesser power is cast, upon which the body will be released. It appears that only a certain number of arrows can be suspended in the air at a time. Attempting to fire any more than 10 are simply to return to the archer's quiver. While suspended, one can pluck them from the air, however. Upon making contact, these arrows lose their magical power and cannot be retrieved, as they contain magical properties of their own. They appear to be impervious to enchantments from the bow which they are fired from. So we just learned a new spell tome. Let's go ahead and read that, because I will not remember that if I wait until the next episode. Alright. What the hell did I just read?
I don't want to see you treating any of these.
That is not what I asked.
Hundreds of years have gone into assembling this collection. It's going to stay pristine, understand?
Congratulations, I give so much shits right now. This rumination book is incomprehensible.
Aye, that's the work of Septimus Cygnus. He's the world's master of the nature of Elder Scrolls. But, well, he's been gone for a long while. Too long.
Where did he go?
Somewhere up north, in the ice fields. He said he found some old Dwemer artifact, but well, that was years ago. Haven't heard from him since.
Alright, well, seems like we got our next place. So yeah, there we go. That's our adventure for the weekend, man. So yeah, I mean, like I said, normally I try to do at least a minimum of 3 episodes per weekend when it comes to Skyrim, but I mean, say sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So you know, I'm happy to at least get an episode out each time. So yeah, so basically what happened this weekend is that you know, so we did talk to Parthenath last weekend, and we came all the way to Dawnstar, which turns out they had some major troubles. Help Erander clear out Nightcaller Temple, and he joined us crew, and then we went back to Dawnstar, talked to a Mythic Dawn cultist, asking us to find Maroon Dagon, another Dangerous Gods artifact, and then we made a travel all the way into Winterhold to discover what the Elder Scrolls is. Still haven't found it, but next weekend we should definitely know where it is. But then we'll go ahead but yeah, so next weekend, as far as I know, is we're going to be talking to Septimus Cygnus, which if you skip the part where I read the book, he's a weirdo. Or I wouldn't want to say a weirdo, but he definitely has a broken mind at some point, so it'll be interesting talking to him. So yeah, but yeah, definitely, like I said, there will definitely be videos next weekend, because next weekend is Christmas weekend. Definitely no, I won't be getting a whole lot of, I don't know, man. I'll definitely have to make some time to make videos for that, because I know I'll be busy that weekend as well. But yeah, anything you want to say, Randy, before we go?
Mara, protect us both.
Amen, brother.
I'm ready. Let's continue.
Alright, well, I guess I'll see you guys next weekend.